Well, if you're on visual, we moved back to LA. Could you imagine?
Yeah, we actually, if you're on visual, you'll see we're in a new house right now, and we invested in a house in LA together. This isn't even a good bit. Cut this out.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Halloween month.
Oh, I was gonna say, no, wait, we still have a couple more weeks.
Don't spoil it. No, if you're on visual right now, you're noticing we're in a different background. We don't have our Oddvice sign. So in honor of not having our Oddvice sign, I thought I'd wear pink.
Oh, cute.
I felt like
Smart.
I brought like the element back. Yeah. But yeah, we're in a stranger's home right now.
A stranger.
And we're in LA.
Yeah.
We told you guys last time we're going to LA. We're going to Irvine specifically for CardCon. And right now we're in LA just hanging out with Liza. And we saw Kaya for a little bit. We're here with Leanna. Say hi, Leanna. Hi. I don't know if you heard her, but she said it. And then we're going to go down to Irvine tonight. But yeah, we just spent the night at Liza's last night. Had a cute little girls' night.
Oh my God. Such a fun girls' night.
The amount of snacks we had.
My stomach still hurts.
No, I need to get my stomach pumped. It literally looked like a CVS chip aisle on the floor of this home.
Chips, chocolate, wine.
We looked like kids that were like left with like $20 and no parents in the house. Literally at one point, Liza has a glass coffee table. We had an expo marker and we were taking score of our card game straight up on the table.
On the table.
That's the shit.
Smart.
For sure. It's the shit like that where I'm like, this is adult shit. Like,
yes, we could do what we want. Our parents don't even know what we're doing right now.
They don't know. My mom doesn't even know I'm in LA. Like, doesn't know anything, nor do they care. And even if they care, they can't say shit.
Yep. You can't reprimand me for this one.
Fuck your parents. Fuck parents.
I think about that all the time. Like,
fuck parents?
No.
Oh.
Like, my mom has no idea what I'm doing right now.
Nope. And she just trusts me?
Right.
How do you trust me? The way you raised me, you really think I'm okay? I'm freaking out, Mom.
I need some help. I need some guidance spread about now.
No, I'm like, how old am I? 27, and I had too much caffeine this morning. I don't feel good. Like,
yeah.
Someone needs to tell me
someone
to drink
needs
water.
to regulate me.
Yeah.
I need to be regulated.
Someone needs to make me a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
For sure, though. Anyway, yeah. So it feels weird to be in LA. Alex got here last night. I got here last week.
Yeah, you've been here for a minute.
I genuinely feel like I moved back and I hate it.
No, I landed and I was like, I already want to go home.
I didn't think we'd be this like snobby about it either, but like I feel like such a bitch saying it, such like.
But I feel it like it's an energy in the air, and it hit me literally the second I walked out of the airport. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, I'm back in LA.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I've had this heavy chest we were talking about. Like for a second, like I damn near had bronchitis, but like I'm fine. It's just like I gotta like have it right now. Like I can't get like a big breath, and my sleep has been weird. And honestly, I mean, this has nothing to do with LA, but just being away from home this long and like eating out every meal, my stomach is rocked right now.
It's just fucking with our juju.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to travel.
No.
I still...
The whole week-long thing was really sprung on you last minute.
Literally 3 days before I left.
Yeah.
My manager was like, do you want to come a week early? I'm like, fuck. So, yeah.
It's a lot.
It definitely threw me through a whirlwind, and I want to go home really bad.
I can't. I'm like... waiting for the day that we land.
I miss Link too.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't been this far away from Link for this long since Australia 2019.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like it's weird. I was telling Leanna earlier, like I notice myself like if I'm just sitting and having like a still moment, I usually am like, Link, come here. And like I've wanted to do that so many times while we're here, and I'm like like it's just weird not having my dog. I don't know. But yeah, I've been here for a week. So I came a week early because my manager asked me to come to Santa Barbara for the ACG Summit, which stands for like Alliance Consumer Growth, I think is the acronym, something like that. It's a summit that happens every year, and these big brands and people who represent them on like several parts of the team come to the summit and come together, and every year there's like a focused topic that they attack and kind of brainstorm on and like connect on. And this year's topic was creators and brand relations with creators. So myself and 3 other amazing creators were invited to be on this panel and talk about our experience with brand deals and like ways we like to work with brands, things we wish they'd do different, Just like there was like serious questions, and there was also just fun ones like what's the hardest part about your job, like what's your mental health like with your job. Like I think they were just, I mean, these were OG brands, like PepsiCo was there, Estee Lauder. There was also new brands like Skims, Good American, Herschel, but like I think these brands just kind of wanted to get a really concentrated insight into the creator world,
like your perspective on the brand,
right? Which I really respected.
Yeah,
I think
that's like what it's all about,
for sure. And like I have this big kind of insecurity when people are like, oh, what do you do? And I never say I'm an influencer. I always say I'm a creator. I like because the word just has such a shitty stigma. I really liked that the people at this panel, or excuse me, at this summit understood like the value and didn't just like write us off as like these like annoying little like teeny boppers like posting on TikTok. Like they were actually like asking valuable questions. So it was a weird situation where like my imposter syndrome went Yankee before, but then got really validated after.
Ooh, good.
Like it was a nice moment of like, oh, I'm freaking out. Why do they want me here? And then afterwards I was like, wow, I actually see the connection. Insight.
Yeah.
And like these people appreciated it and like asked me valuable questions and like took my answer and like shook my hand. So it was really cool. Really nice. It was in Santa Barbara. It was at the Rosewood Miramar Beach Resort thing. It's wherever Travis and Courtney got proposed. So I felt like a bad bitch.
It was nice.
It was, you have your own like house,
like villas.
Okay, they're literally called villas. I call it like a king villa.
Holy shit!
Like you don't share walls with anybody.
Oh,
like it's literally a
really
bungalow,
cool.
And it was. I mean, it was bigger than our apartment. Like I had a huge, big master bedroom. Bathroom alone was like the size of our living room.
Wow.
And it had like a full bath, like one of the nice like antique tubs.
Ooh,
and then like
cute.
a stand shower and like a nice toilet.
What a vibe. Too bad you couldn't stay for longer.
I know. The next day I went to Disneyland though, so made up for it. That's all I've been doing though. The day I got here, it was nice. I will say, like I did In-N-Out, I did Erewhon. The other day I got Mexican food with Leanna because like
you're
say
like catching up on your California.
Right. Haven't had good Mexican food in a minute.
I can't wait for good Mexican food.
We'll get some in Irvine. If you're listening to this on Monday and you're anywhere near Irvine and available, you should come to CardCon. That's where we're going to be. That's why Alex came a week later. We're going down to Irvine for CardCon. So come through if you want.
Come check it out. Hang out with us. Play some cards. There's going to be some cool things going on there too that you can check out. It'll be fun.
I'm pumped.
I've been home by myself for the past week.
Yeah.
And I'm like totally, I actually had like a pretty big breakthrough with my therapist, and we talked about my okayness with being by myself.
Yeah.
we came to the conclusion that I tend to blur the lines between my independence and self-isolation. I kind of like use my ability. I could be alone for days on end and not feel alone.
Right.
And I've felt my most alone before when I'm actually with people. So I tend to use my independence as a crutch to not go out and like do things. And
because you're just like, I don't need to. Like I'm
I
chilling.
don't need to. I'm fine. And it's my safe space is being by myself. But I was also talking about how like moving, especially to New York, when there's so much going on, I feel like I'm missing out, especially on my first year there.
Right.
And so she like really pushed me. I realized I was 4 days in to having the house to myself, and I hadn't left the house.
Yeah.
I was just like besides taking Link to the park that one day, like I was just in the house and I was by myself and I wasn't talking to anyone and I was so okay. And I finally she was like, okay, she gives me homework every week.
Love that.
Yeah. Which is so my language. She told me to, within the next 24 hours, I need to go outside of the house, do something on my own.
Okay.
And for 2 hours and just like be uncomfortable with it.
Love that.
So I went and I had dinner by myself. I was already thinking of like things I would have, and she said something to me. I want to pull it up because I always have really high expectations when I go out and do something, and it has to like stick to, I have to like
best night ever.
But yeah, best night ever. It has to stick to the plan. And I was explaining that. And I think that's why I'm so okay with like staying home and being alone, is because like, I'm okay. I'm not going to be disappointed.
Yep.
So she told me, go out 2 hours. I'm going to read it. I like wrote it down in the middle of our session.
I think a lot of people, while you're grabbing that, I think a lot of people relate to this too after quarantine. I think it all put us into this state of being like so okay with being alone and isolated. And like we all obviously found a sense of comfort in that too, because we were kind of hiding from the world for a long time. So we didn't get fucking sick. Like I think a lot of people will relate to this.
Yeah. It was crazy because I talked to my mom. I was talking to like a couple of other friends on my phone, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you got the house to yourself? Like, do you feel alone?" And I felt weird like answering, "No. Like I'm fine." But anyway, my therapist said, "Keep your expectations low and your willingness high."
Love that.
She said, "Detach with love from those high expectations."
Yeah.
And it was crazy because I kept that in mind, obviously, when I went and sat at dinner by myself. And I was sitting at dinner and I was already thinking, God, I should have sat at that table. I should have brought cards so I can play cards, because I was like sitting on my phone the whole time.
Right.
And as I was like going through that process, I was thinking, okay, Alex, this is you with your already picking it apart with your expectations. So I dropped all that.
Good.
And it was cool to like sit there after I went, like right after my therapy session. So it was nice. It gave me like a new perspective on being by myself.
Good.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think trying that whole like detached expectations next time we go out too will be really nice.
Yes, because I do. It's when we go out, just us two, and we're like, what kind of night is it gonna be? Mm-hmm. That is like on the forefront, at least of my mind, is how is this night gonna turn out? Is it gonna be one of those?
How do we make this the dopest night?
Yeah.
Which there's also nothing wrong with that,
right?
Like there's a time and place for that too, but like
when it's every time and I'm beating myself up about not having the best night of my life
and being like,
every
fuck,
time
we should have just stayed home. Like,
right.
No, we went out and we saw New York. I think this is a big mindset we got to have with the move. Like you said, like,
right.
If this was your mindset somewhere else, I don't know. Like, I think it's, how do I say this? Like, I think it's just so valuable to have this mindset in a new place, especially so that like, that's why we moved. Like we want to experience new things.
Right.
Does that make sense?
The next night, it was a crazy set of 2 days, because the next night I hit up my friend. I was on like a high from going out by myself, and I hit up a friend and I was like, hey, are you doing anything? Like, we should all go out. I figured he would be like going out with his friends, and I figured he'd be like going out with his friends. So I hit him up. I was like, let me know if you end up out, like I'll come meet you. And he was like, okay, yeah, for sure. And we were like talking for the rest of the day, just like a little bit. And then I like got fully ready, and I texted him and I was like, where are you guys at? He's like, oh, we made it down here. They went to like some like street with a whole bunch of bars. Don't come yet though, because it's not as poppin'. And I was like, okay, word. And I'm still trying to like expectations low. Stay optimistic. And he was like, okay, we're all gonna go to Daphne, but I don't think I want to go. Let me just meet up with you. And I'm like sitting on my couch, like fully ready. And I'm like by myself. And I'm like, fuck, like
he's trying to slide.
He's trying to like, and I said, I was like, oh, I'm home. Like if you don't want to go to Daphne, and the thing is like, I would have told, and Daphne is such like a club. Yeah. It's such a club. And I was fully ready and I was in the mood. I would have gone. Yeah. But the fact that like my one didn't want to go. I was like, fuck. No, for sure. And he hit me and he was like, oh, I'll just come to you. And I was like, no, I'll just stay in. And I felt defeated. And I knew if I didn't have the conversation that I had with my therapist the night before, I would have been so upset that I got fully ready. Right. Didn't end up going out. I would have been defeated. I would have felt like isolated, but then also abandonment. It would have just been like a whole bunch of different layers. And I was sat there and I was like, okay, it's okay. Like you tried. It wasn't a failure of a night, but it didn't turn out how I expected, but that's okay.
And like, if this makes you feel better, like the reason it, didn't work out, it was a factor beyond you. Right. It was just like something fell through, and that's going to happen more times than it's not. Right. Like, especially as like adults, I feel like plans fall through so much easier. So like,
definitely. It wasn't you. Get used to that.
No, that happened for a reason. Right. You went through that for a reason right after that session too. Like that was totally meant to be. Damn, I'm bummed you didn't go. That looked popped.
It would have been fun. Yeah. I was like so ready to go out.
I know. We FaceTimed before and she was like fully getting ready. I'm like, damn, where are you going? And then the next day I was like, so how'd it go? You're like, oh, I didn't go. You got Qpixel your MacBook pictures? That was that night, right? Yeah. See, that's if you get ready and shit gets canceled.
I just like took cute photos.
Just take cute pics.
And it made it worth it. Also, being at home all week, I totally thought I would like find a show. You know how like when you kind of like plan out your week and you're like, ooh, I have time to start a new show. Yes. I totally thought I would do that. But Sunday, I was pretty hungover after going out with some friends last Sunday. And I sat and I watched 4 Marvel movies in a row. And I think I'm a Marvel girl now.
Mark her words. I'm marking them because 3 episodes ago, I'm DC.
Okay,
Probably
I wasn't
DC
snobby
movies.
about it.
Yeah, you were. You were like, you Marvel people are weird. Roll the clip.
No, Thor is literally my background on my
See?
phone.
Now she's a Marvel girl.
I literally Infinity War when Thor comes down
Careful.
in.
Can't spoil anything.
Oh, it's not a spoil.
But be careful.
When Thor comes down in Wakanda and he has his like entry moment, I literally was at the end of the couch and I stood up and I went, "Let's fucking go!"
Like it's like football. Like it's like my team scored. Like
yes.
yeah. No, Thor can get it.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Thor's my favorite. You hate Captain America.
Yeah.
He's just like.
You do need him though. I think he's
Sure.
like he's necessary. That's what I love about Marvel. They don't do filler shit. Everybody
No.
really is necessary.
They really carry. Yeah.
It really is a universe and like they all have like a purpose. That's deep.
And I think that's why I feel like I'm a Marvel person now is because I've been watching timeline order.
Right.
And I watched 4 that first day and I've watched probably 2 or 3 every day since.
Mm-hmm.
I like measure my time in Marvel movies now. Like
Makes
yesterday, yesterday I was like
On the plane ride, you're like, that's 3 Marvel movies.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I understand.
yeah. So it's great.
It's great.
I'm a
It's-
Marvel girl.
and watching them in order, like even if you're
Right.
somebody who doesn't like superhero movies, because I didn't either until I was introduced to them, and then I was forced to watch them in order. But I'm grateful I was forced because now I fucking love them. Like,
And it changes
it's
things.
so cool in
You
order.
really see like the connection of all the movies
Yes.
that I didn't see before, and I think that's why I liked. And I will still say because I watched Batman on the flight yesterday,
Oh,
and I
Batman's
watched
amazing.
Spider-Man. Batman as a whole is great.
Yeah.
One movie
Yes.
alone, like
Agreed.
standalone.
Agreed.
But Marvel as a universe is something
Powerful.
real special.
It's like when you watch them in order, you don't see it as like just like action movie plot line. Like you see it as like,
No.
wait,
It's
now
a world.
this next movie, what's gonna happen? Like,
There was even a point where I
cool.
got so like into the storyline that I was like, okay, this can't, they've done this so well and this can't be, this is almost too good to be true, that I looked up Marvel movie inconsistencies.
yes,
And there's like 4. There's not
Right.
a lot.
no, it's a
You
whole
would-
team. It's a whole sector
Yeah.
of Disney. Like,
And if they like messed up or like touched on something earlier that might be an inconsistency, they'll correct it in the like recent movies.
exactly.
It's fucking crazy, you guys.
So you're finished?
No, I need to watch Shang-Chi. I think
Ooh,
that's how
it's
you
good.
pronounce it.
It's good.
Shang-Chi, and I need to watch, this is a little out of order, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Civil War.
Okay. So other than those, top 3.
Thor, The Dark World, Infinity War, not Endgame. I think I liked Infinity War better than
Yeah. Endgame was just like necessary though.
they
obviously.
needed. Yeah. Oh, Doctor Strange.
Okay. I was gonna.
Or
say,
no,
I thought
fuck, Black Panther.
Okay. Yeah. But Doctor Strange is so good.
Doctor Strange is
I
so
love
good.
his
I
story.
didn't like the second one as much.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first one was nice.
It's the second one though. I think it's gonna really do something.
It opened up a whole.
Right. It's for something else, which you notice a lot of those.
Yes.
You kind of give slack to movies that you might not like as much because you're like, it's doing something. It's
Yep.
for the
It's
plot.
working.
It's for the plot.
It's working.
My top is Iron Man.
I'm not an Iron Man
I love
girl.
Iron Man. Thor, and
The first one?
yeah, I like the first one, and then I really like Ant-Man.
Oh, Ant-Man's good.
Ant-Man's really good.
I haven't seen the second one of that one.
But I also don't know if those are my top 3 either. I just like they're just in my head. I like them all. I
Yeah.
genuinely like them all.
Yeah.
Like they're so good. And you liked WandaVision.
Oh, I loved WandaVision.
If
I want to
you-
watch the other shows.
Yeah, the Loki one I heard is pretty good.
Yeah.
WandaVision. I think if you're not even watching Marvel, you could still watch it. I think it's okay. There's definitely some stuff like that does connect for other movies that you might want, but I suggest it to anybody and really stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I hate when shows are approached like that. Like you have to stick with it. I'm like, you're already asking me to like force something, but like it's so worth it.
It's worth it.
It's such a cool twist and it's like quite unpredictable.
Yes, I was gonna say I was 3 episodes in, and I was already like, I have no idea where this is going.
Yes, like it's written to confuse you,
Yeah.
which I love. I love when they like assume my mental capacity.
Right.
Like, please do. Like Marvel understands my mental capacity. Oh, Marvel's amazing.
It's so good. I want to watch one tonight.
Yeah,
Want to watch Civil War?
in the telly.
Yeah.
We're going to the hotel tonight.
A
A telly party.
staycation.
Vacation.
Okay.
Vitamin C.
Oh, this is Oddvice, and I'm Alex Coate.
Oh, and I'm Kristen McTee. This is a podcast about Marvel.
Should we just switch directions real quick?
Or we turn our sign like red and blue. Like,
I wanted to be.
I'm sure there's Marvel podcasts.
We should be Marvel characters for Halloween.
I want to be Wanda.
I wanted to be Thor.
I'll be Loki.
Do it.
That's sick.
Please do it.
But like,
but
I'm
the
not
Thor that I
breaking
wanted to
character.
be. Oh, spoiler.
Oh,
shh. We'll
go
talk
to
about it later.
sleep. Go to sleep. What are you wearing? What's your song of the day? And let's fucking talk.
I'm wearing a big white t-shirt. So I
Boring.
ordered, you know, the brand Rye, the dye, Rye dye.
Yes.
I ordered a whole bunch of dye because I was going to redo all my sheets. And it was one of those things where spend like, what?
Just go on. Sorry.
Spend $4 more and get free shipping, or shipping was going to be like $26.
Yeah, I get that.
They had like a little section. Obviously, I wasn't going to get another dye because it was going to go to waste, but they had like a little section of like small things that you could dye. So I got this shirt. So this is the shirt from rydye.com.
But that's the only thing she uses from that purchase.
Yeah.
She has not touched the dyes.
No, I haven't used the dyes yet.
Even she's literally checking out. She's like, I don't want to do this. Bought the dye. She's like, I don't want to dye. I'm like, just do it. She buys it anyway.
Just so much work.
Hey, you
Will
got a
do
shirt
for
out of
me?
it. You know what? Okay, so there's a sink in our basement.
Oh,
You could do it in that. I even saw like some dye in it. I think someone's already done it.
Okay,
You could do it in that. Totally.
maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. What
Okay.
are you wearing pants?
No, I'm not wearing any pants.
Okay.
Oh, but I'm wearing socks that I got on my flight. They were
Ooh.
in like the care package.
Look like hospital socks.
They do, but they're comfy.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're like thin. Those are like the socks you're supposed to just wear to the bathroom on the plane, I guess. I'm not wearing socks, so I'm not going to show you those. But I am using this Skims blanket. It was, guys, the gift bag from that summit because of all those dope ass brands. Like full size products. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in a movie. The Skims blanket is fire though. And then I'm wearing these shorts that I've had since 1995. They're from
The laundry room.
Laundry Room, I think is what it's called. Just shorts. And then I'm wearing this shirt. It says, I got a lobotomy at the Toyota-thon. And one night we got home from the bars and I was drunk and I ordered it a while ago. I think it was literally like our first month there. Like it was like one of
That's
our first
crazy.
nights out. And I ordered it and I forgot I ordered it until a few weeks ago. It took months to get here, but
That's
it
so
showed up in the
funny.
mail. I was like, what is this shirt? And then, yeah, I
You
ordered it.
remembered.
It was a drunk purchase. I got it off Etsy. I don't know what person, but if you type in lobotomy shirt on Etsy, I'm sure it'll come up.
Yeah.
If
I
you're on the
hope.
market for it, I'm just assuming.
What is a lobotomy?
Oh my God. It's like the surgery when they go through your eye for like brain shit. It's like not legal anymore. It's a very,
Oh.
very bad surgery. This is a
I
very
wonder,
bad
like,
shirt.
What influenced it? The shirt.
Oh, Toyota-san. No, the saying is like all over the place.
Where's the connection?
I just loved the Toyota-thon.
yeah.
Like that sold me. So that's
And
what
the
it
colors
says,
are
right?
good. Yeah.
I got a lobotomy at the Toyota-thon.
It's really funny. And the font is like spooky.
It's like kind of cute though. Like it's like early 2000s. Like you think it's gonna say like, but first coffee. And
Right.
it's like just some really, really harsh stuff. Song of the day.
oh yeah.
I have a song of the day. It's from an artist called Potato Head People. I've been listening to Potato Head People radio. It's just like vibey. Like it's like, it could very much be like cafe music, but I meant to tell you, I'm in a phase now. Cause you know how like, honestly, within the past few months, I've been like, we go to reach for our songs of the day and I'm like,
You don't have
Alex,
one.
like I don't have a song. I'm not listening to music. I listen to
Oh,
like
sorry.
instrumental music now.
Oh.
I think I'm in like a phase
You're
where
in a lo-fi phase.
I think so, honestly. Like even on the plane and stuff, lyrics, I don't know, my head's been so loud for the past few months that I think I'm liking instrumental.
that makes sense.
So yeah, that's nice. What was my song that I was gonna tell you guys? Oh, hold on, that's not my like song.
So I
Late Show Theme by Potato Head People.
late show theme.
Yeah.
Potato Head People is such a good
It's
name.
so good.
Sorry. Quick interrupt. For your Christmas present, I was gonna
Did you already get something? I'm
no.
get you anything?
No, it's like 2 months away. I only did this because Houseplant
Oh my God,
sec-
are you getting me something from Houseplant?
well, he did a like contest thing where no,
Okay.
I just got notification that I
You
did
lost.
it. But yeah.
It's rude that they tell you lost.
I know. But he was gonna give away like handmade special pieces. He only did like 5. So I submitted like every day 5 times, like the max that you could do.
You make another email.
Yeah, but I couldn't. I didn't
I
win, so I'm very
would
sorry.
have kissed the ground you walked on. Oh my God. I want his it's like the table lighter. It looks like a car lighter.
Yeah.
So fucking cool.
Anyway, my song is called "The Jackie" by Bass, J. Cole, and little TJ.
Little TJ?
Yeah.
Taji Spitz?
Hey.
Wait, did Taji Spitz die?
Oh my God, did he?
Did I dream that? Can you fact check that, Leanna?
Why would you dream that?
I mean, come on. Come on. Oh my God, I didn't tell you. So I had a dream the other night. I was sleeping at Leanna's and I woke up to the very real physical feeling of a warm hand on my head like this.
Whoa.
And that same night, but I wasn't like, it was like weird. And like, I was definitely a little like, what the fuck? But I wasn't like scared. Like there was something okay about it. Same night, Monica had grandma in her dream.
Whoa.
Really vivid. Like she came and was like, why is the family so angry? And like talked to Monica and like,
whoa.
Monica like cried in her arms. And I guess in the dream, my grandma, for those of you who don't know, my grandma passed away September 2020. And like, she's just like a matriarch of this planet. She's just a very special woman. So she's in our dreams a lot, my sister and I. She was in a wheelchair in the dream and her hair was really nice. And like, she looked like she was getting healthy and she was okay.
Whoa.
And like held Monica and was like, tell me what's really going on. And she like
Aw.
talked about like what the family was going through.
Holy shit. So it was
Yeah.
her.
And then I like had a very warm hand on my, sorry, the camera stopped recording, but
Taji Spitz?
Taji Spitz is alive.
Very much so alive.
I dreamt it and that's weird. That's in my consciousness. Okay, let's get into your guys' confessions. But before we do that, I'll take a quick break for our sponsors. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you guys don't know what BetterHelp is, it's online therapy done in the comfort of your own home. And it's also very affordable.
I mean, yeah, just like we kind of talked about, it was cool to see the almost immediate effects that therapy had on me that night that I went out. And what's cool about BetterHelp is you can message them anytime and they'll get back to you in a timely manner.
So it's nice if you're out and you're bugging about something, like it's like texting your friend, but like you could text your professional friend and be like, I'm going through this right now, and they'll get back to you and actually help you in real time, which is the best with therapy. There's been so many times when I've had a session, I'm like, damn, I've had a feeling and I'm like, I wish I had a session right now. Cause like you're raw, you're in it. And that's why it's nice to be able to message them at any moment. And like I just said, it's extremely affordable and they also offer financial aid, which is amazing.
BetterHelp is also committed to facilitating therapeutic matches so that if you don't vibe with your therapist, you could easily and for free switch up your therapist till you find the right one, because that's so important.
Absolutely.
You have to be comfortable and be your like true self with your therapist.
And don't feel bad if you ever have to switch a therapist. Even if you have to do it a cajillion times, I know it can feel defeating, but it's worth it. And honestly, they're not going to take it to heart either. They want you to have the best experience too. So it's a win-win. I don't want people to feel guilty for that, because I know I would.
Yeah.
Also, BetterHelp offers a broad range of expertise, which is amazing, because if you say you want to do EMDR and that's a fit for you, but you don't have a specialist in your area for in-office therapy, you have it in the comfort of your own home and any specialty you want from anywhere around the world.
So if you guys want to check them out, visit betterhelp.com/oddvice. That's better, HELP, and join the over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional.
Again, that's special offer for Oddvice listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/oddvice. Thanks, BetterHelp. So we asked you guys to send in your deepest, darkest secrets, your confessions, anything you need to get off your chest, big or small. I think even just writing something in helps a lot. So we really just wanted to open up
the portals,
our DMs, but our email to you guys. So thank you to everybody who sent something in. We got so many messages. That just goes to show how many people need to get shit off their fucking chest.
Right. And we got a lot that some people were even like, you don't even have to read this. Like, it felt good to have a safe space. And I love seeing that. We initially like thought of this episode as like a funny, lighthearted one, but like
there's gonna be some shit.
Yeah.
We haven't read, like with the ones we're about to read, like we're reading for the first time. Like we really want to get like our reaction and whatnot. But yeah, back to the safe space comment. I mean, we just want to say, like, this is always a safe space, and that email is always available, oddvicepodcast@gmail.com. If you guys ever need to just have that opportunity, or that, that's, I keep saying, safe space, to just send something in, like, you guys can always send anything. We see it, and
we don't judge.
We do not judge. Not at all. I really appreciate when you guys send these in and you do good subject lines.
Yes.
They
really are like eye grabbing.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, well, I'm just going to start then. So this first one, the subject line is, I found my dad's messages to his mistress. Hey y'all, so glad the pod is back. So for context, my parents officially got divorced when I was 5. My dad cheated on my mom. She took him back, and then he cheated again with the same woman. I honestly don't remember much about this time, which is probably for the best. Anyway, because of financial reasons, we all moved back in together before COVID hit. Let's just say that lockdown was not the best time of my life. During this time, I was scouring the old hard drives and photo albums just for fun. But in the depths of one of our old hard drives, I found my dad's messages to the woman he cheated on my mom with. I remember her because he dated her for a few years. She was the literal devil. When my brother and I went to their flat, we had to sit on the floor because we weren't allowed on the furniture. We either sat on the floor or outside on the grass. I was 5 and my brother was 2.
Whoa.
Fucking double. So when I found these messages, I was gutted. He was pretty much telling her how much he wanted to leave us and go back to her. And not only did I find messages, I also found some professionally photographed nudes.
No.
So this is forever burned into my mind. I have never told anyone. I don't think I will ever bring this up to him. So thanks for letting me get this off my chest. Sending love. Oh boy, sending love right back. It's crazy. It's such a human thing. The power of curiosity, but then the regret you get right after when you fucking learn something you just know you didn't. You didn't want to know.
You can't go back on those kinds of things.
Nope, at all. So,
and I think you're. I don't know. I don't want to say like right or wrong because there is no right and wrong in the situation. But like, I think you're very much valid for not bringing it up to him.
Sure.
Just because it was a while ago. You guys clearly like more has evolved in the situation.
Right.
I don't think anything good would come of it. Mm-hmm. It would just open up a whole other can of worms, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you for not bringing it up.
On the other side though, like I recently brought something up that I learned about family and I like confronted the person about it in my family. So I get that side too. If you ever want to do that, just do it to protect your energy, whatever avenue you go. Just like we keep saying, once you learn it, you can't get rid of it. So keep that in mind if you're going to confront them.
Right. Okay. My first one. My fiance doesn't know I'm not straight.
Shit.
Hi, girls. I love the podcast so much. I hope you read this one. It is weighing heavily on me, and you girls always have such great insight. Either way, love ya. Please keep it on, Avi. I'm in a serious long-term relationship, and we have been engaged for 3 years. We plan to elope in November. I love him very much, and our almost 6-year relationship has taught me a lot about the evolution of and depth of a relationship. That being said, I am bisexual. My fiance doesn't know. I haven't yet had the courage to tell him. I want to tell him before we tie the knot. I'm down to the wire, and I can't find the right moment. I've always kind of known, but I grew up very conservative and didn't even mentally explore this part of me until I had broken from my upbringing long enough to step into myself authentically and my spiritual side. I only started to embrace it internally this year. And now I want different things. I'm at a completely different place now than 6 years ago when we met. My partner brings me so much joy and value to my life. I would not want to live a life without him. We have so many big dreams and goals for the future and our future family, but I'm a little lost as what to do about the nagging inside of me. I want to explore with women. I've learned about polyamory, and I'll be honest, it is very appealing to me. Or at least an open relationship where I can explore my sexuality to avoid feeling like I will always wonder and regret not exploring that part of me. Not even just sexually, but the intimacy. My dream would be to continue to nourish this relationship of mine while openly dating women. This is such a big part of me that I want to share with my partner, but I'm also afraid he won't accept or understand it in the way I need him to. The situation is all I think about. Any advice? XOXO.
You've got to tell him.
Absolutely. And the thing is, quite simply, if he's not okay with this, he's not the one.
No.
This is such a big part of who you are. Yeah. This is such a big part of who you are. And you sounded very adamant that this is what you want for your life. And this is something that you absolutely need to explore and nurture this side of you. Yep. And if he is not going to not only like encourage it, but like support it, he's not the one.
Yeah. I don't think you should, something this big and this pivotal in your individuality, I don't think should be ignored on behalf of anybody else's emotions.
Right.
Just honesty.
And I get the like not the right time and
right.
But there's never going to be a right time in your mind. I think it quite literally just has to be a situation where you're like, hey,
can I talk to you?
I need to talk to you. It's been on my mind for a long time. And like, let him know that you've been thinking about it. So it's not so much like sprung on him as if it was just like a thought that sparked in your head that week.
Right.
Let him know that you've been thinking about this and you've just been trying to like navigate it on your own, but you want to include him in the conversation now. Lay everything out.
I think just approaching it with, you know, it's, I mean, I might be putting words in your mouth, so correct me if I'm wrong, but approaching it in a way that it's like, it's not because a lack of love between you two.
Right.
It's another side of you as an individual, just so he doesn't take it as an attack. Because I mean, a lot of people do. Any confrontation could be taken as an attack, and
taking it personally, like he is not enough or less than.
Right.
But clearly it's part of you that you want to explore.
Okay, my next one, the subject is, I'm not supposed to know about my other sister. No, this is crazy. Hi. Long story short, I don't have a relationship with my dad. At the downfall of said relationship, I found his Facebook password out on his desk and logged into his account through my phone. I had access to this account for 3 years, and I would read through his messages he had with his old high school girlfriends every day after school. It was entertaining, LOL. One day after school, I was reading through new messages he had sent to one of his old girlfriends from high school. We will call her Sarah. Sarah and my dad had not talked since high school, and she was married with kids. So why the fuck was he messaging her? I have no idea. Basically, from these messages, I found out that my dad and Sarah had a baby girl in high school. My mom didn't know this, nor did my older sister. And of course, I was shocked. From what I know, she went out of town to give birth and put the baby up for adoption almost immediately. So I have no clue who this baby was. The worst part, Sarah moved to the same place I went to school, and her kids, who I now know I have a half sister with, also went to my school, and I was friends with one of them. I have never told them that we share a sister out of their sake, and to this day, I don't know if they know. My dad doesn't know that I know about this either. I'll literally be taking this one to the grave. Thank you for listening to my soap drama life. I love you guys.
You have so much willpower.
Shit. Is this like eating you alive though? Because then like I do want you to say something like
that's a lot to hold on to, and like to already say like you're taking it to your grave. That's heavy.
You gotta like really think about when you guys take something to the grave. Like I get there's things that like you actually just can't fucking tell people. I get it. Like you can't even send it into oddvicepodcast@gmail.com. I get it. But like really think about that energy in your body until you die.
And there's a lot of people involved in this.
Yeah.
Like
we're not saying like you need, just like we're just being devil's advocate here. Like just think about that, holding on to that forever. That's absolutely crazy. Lot. It's another thing when you read something you can't unread. Yep. It's like, oh, it's hard because it's in our nature. I get it. Like the
curiosity kills the cat.
It takes a lot of willpower to not snoop, but I literally like did it once as a kid with something with my parents, and like I just like will never do it again. Like it's not worth it.
Okay, fattest crush with my roommate.
Ooh.
Sending you guys the most love. Please keep anonymous. Basically, I met this guy over the summer in Maine. I'm from Minnesota. We both ended up moving to Colorado for separate reasons, and I have ended up moving in with him temporarily. It was supposed to be for a month, but now I'm kind of stranded in his apartment since my original roommate has decided to move back home and I don't have anything else set up. We sometimes flirt on and off, but then he will talk about other girls. I'm kind of to blame as I started being the one talking about other guys I met on Hinge. Plus, it's okay to like somebody and still date around. I haven't liked anybody like this much in years, and we get along so well. I don't want to ruin a friendship, but also have this guilty feeling that I will regret not telling him. I had planned on telling him when I didn't literally live with him, but I didn't know when that will end. I don't want to ruin a friendship, but I can't figure out how to know if he likes me back. P.S. Literally none of my friends know I like him because I don't want it to become some awkward thing where everyone knows but him. Sorry for the rambling. All the love. Wanting to be brave, but also needing a place to live. That's so tough, especially since you're like, you still don't have anything set up and you don't know when you're going to be moved out.
Yeah. I don't know. Cause then like
my first thought was tell him.
No, me too. And honestly, Leanna, you told me this years ago and I live to this day. I tell you this once a month. Like just put your all into something and at least you tried, and then like you can't, regret that whole thing. I kind of feel like you should do that. Like that's like you said, that was like my initial.
Yeah.
But like it's so logical to this situation. It could actually like fuck shit up.
Right. It's sticky because like what if I hate even like putting this out there.
You got to. That's why we're doing this podcast. We're devil's advocate.
Why we're here. If it does go terribly wrong, what if he's like,
you can move to Mexico.
I don't think you should live in the house anymore. Like you maybe have a backup before. Try and like put your ducks in a row before you sit down and have the conversation. That's tough.
I would do it.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Like, yeah, I would tell him.
Yep, I would tell him.
Or maybe like, I don't know, honestly, what I would do, make like an actual move.
Okay, like without making it a verbal thing, like maybe like touch his shoulder.
Yeah,
like something like,
or like be making dinner one night and be like,
I dropped something.
Oh no,
I'm stuck in the dryer. Help me.
I was gonna go a so different direction. No, I was gonna say make dinner and be like, oh, I made a little extra, like do you want to have dinner with me, like I was gonna put on a movie, do you want to hang out, and then like make a little move,
make oysters, aphrodisiac,
just do like a platter of all aphrodisiacs, chocolate covered strawberries.
Yes. He's like, what the hell, like why did you do this?
But no, yeah, I take it back. Maybe don't sit down and have like a serious conversation, because then it turns way too serious.
Right, that's just like a lot for anybody.
Right, if you guys have been flirting, make like an actual move. And then if he's like, what's happening? Just be like, oh, I don't know. I kind of vibe with you. Like, how do you feel about it? Be super casual about it.
Right. Like, it's like, what? This is weird. Like, that's you, like own it. Yeah. Is kind of what we're getting to here. Yeah. I think that's the way to go. Because even when things are unspoken, like you usually know when someone's
if you're getting a little vibe,
like trust your gut here. Trust your gut here and just push the pen a little more.
And the whole thing about like talking about other girls and you're talking about other guys that you met on Hinge, that's fine.
I think that's also like a way that both of you are trying to play it cool too.
Right.
And like act like you're like not thinking about each other all the time. I don't think that's a tell-all unless you were like in a committed thing. I don't think that's a tell-all of where he's at emotionally with you.
Not at all. Yeah.
I think that's just like normal millennial talk or Gen Z talk, like whatever.
That's just, we're adults.
Yes. Okay, this one is a long boy. It says, please don't judge me, LOL. For starters, I love you guys. I've been in love with y'all's individual personalities for so long now that I feel as if I'm friends with you guys, LOL. You are friends with us. Please leave my name out of this because what I'm about to say is about to get real shitty real fast. This is always something that I thought I would take to the grave. The only person that knows about this is me and the other person, and now you guys. So bear with me and please keep an open mind. I have no clue who that girl was looking back, but here it goes. About 4 years ago, I was in the darkest place I've ever been in my entire life. I was in active addiction, had just had the worst friendship breakup ever because of that addiction. I was so sad, so lost, so insecure, and of course, found myself in the worst toxic relationship you could ever imagine. Shocker, right? LOL. But I'm talking toxic. 3 months into the relationship, I found out this guy had cheated on me within the first week of us making it official. Shitty, I know, but what the most fucked up part about it is he wasn't just my new boyfriend, he was my best friend first, and that hurt. I wish I could say I left him as soon as I found out, like the smart little know-it-all I was back then, but I didn't. I stayed because I was so in love and he made me so happy. And I knew he was the one. The so in love, the so happy, and the one were in quotes, by the way. I know, please laugh with me. But anyway, he continued cheating on me throughout our relationship countless times with different girls. And every time I found out, I stayed. Inevitably, I grew a severe resentment, almost a hate. It grew more and more every single day. And I swear I knew that it was going to cause me to do something crazy. I should have just walked away, but instead I stayed. I isolated myself from friends and only hung out with his guy friends. The douchiest fuckboy type of guys you could ever imagine. Thieves, compulsive liars, cheaters just like him. And one of them, the main one that we spent the most time with, being none other than my ex-boyfriend, LOL. We also ended because he cheated, and still, I'd spend all my days around the both of them. Together, letting them stay at my house, staying at hotels with only one of them, even sleeping in the same bed between them, because in my boyfriend's words, quote, you already fucked him, I haven't, so what's the big deal with sleeping beside him, unquote. I hated him for that. I felt so uncomfortable, but I did it still anyways. Well, that uncomfortableness left extremely quick when one night we went out of town, just us three. We went bar hopping down 6th Street in Austin and got in a one bed hotel afterwards because we were just broke kids. The whole night my boyfriend was being a dick. making disgusting comments about other girls to my ex-boyfriend right in front of my face, treating me as if I didn't exist. But when he did speak to me, it would be nothing but talking down to me. Well, he passed out when we got back to the hotel, and guess who said every single right thing to me at the wrong time? Yep, my ex-boyfriend. We stayed up drinking more, talking, laughing, and although I hated them, as I said before, I was so insecure. So when I went to bed and laid down between them, we fucked right there with my boyfriend in the bed. It was quiet and sensual, and he kept apologizing and begging for me back, which I just listened to but ignored. The worst part is, I didn't feel bad at all. Actually, in the most fucked up way, it felt good. It felt like freedom, revenge, and I almost wished he would wake up and catch us so he could feel just the finest bit of my pain that he has caused me over and over again. But he didn't. He never woke up, never found out, and of course, nothing ever came about between my ex and I. He did beg for me back for weeks, but I ignored it and still stayed with my boyfriend for about another month before I ended things with him for good and left the state to go to a treatment and start over. Now I'm 3 years sober as of last month. I'm with the most amazing, wonderful man. Man is in all caps too. Hell yeah. Just had a beautiful, perfect angel 2 months ago, and I'm living a completely different life now. Now, looking back, I do feel terrible for doing that because no matter what he did to me, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And I should have just respected myself enough to walk away the first time I found out about him cheating. But life, right? Sorry this was such a long story, guys, but I felt it was all necessary. Feel free to shorten if needed. I truly love you guys, and watching and listening to Oddvice is truly one of my favorite pastimes. I wish y'all had a new episode every day. I hope you both have the happiest holidays ever. XO. Oh my God. This is kind of crazy.
This is a roller coaster.
This
First,
is a roller coaster.
I think we should say how fucking proud
Yeah.
we are of
Oh
you.
my God. And I'm glad you're proud of yourself. I'm glad you, at least, in the passage, you have really acknowledged the past, but really let it go. I think that's,
You see the growth.
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with any big regret of any of our past, no matter the strength of the regret. I get like having an ick with yourself in the past, but you also got to look at it as like, this is so cliche, but this is advice. You went through it for a reason. I think seeing it that way, you can even think about like you went through it so you had the tools to guide your new baby angel through life to not go through something like that, or help divert it as much as possible as a parent. Or even, your soul contract could have put you through that for whatever reason. Those men needed to go through something too, or all of the above. I think, it's easy to get the ick with ourselves, but it's just as judgmental to be rude to your past self as it is to be to your present self. So I think, I really admire your strength and your ability to acknowledge, but still let it go. Like, don't give yourself too much shit.
And I think we should acknowledge, which we don't enough, how powerful and how much of a beast toxicity is, because we're always so quick and easy to say like, oh, he was toxic, like and like wrap all of his actions up into that. But like the second you fall into the toxicity and you let it grab a hold of you, we're always like, no, I should have been better. And everything's like easier in hindsight to look back on those things and think like, I shouldn't have let it get to me. But toxicity doesn't care about that kind of stuff. They don't care how good of a person you are deep inside. Toxicity will seep so deep into you and grab hold of you. And people do things in those toxic states that we're not proud of. And I don't beat yourself up about it, because we can't escape it when we're in those situations.
Acknowledging it in the end is where the growth is.
Right.
The fact that you even saw it as a bad phase of your life. Because straight up, there's people that would see that as like a normal Tuesday.
Exactly.
And that's their journey, like you see the growth, and that the contrast is all that matters here. So I'm proud of you. You got out of it. I mean, you're not crazy for wanting him to fucking wake up and see it. Like, we've all had those moments of just sheer revenge. It's in it. We're humans. Of course we want that. And I get that. I've had those feelings with other things too, but
okay, this one's called I Set My Cousin Up with the Love of My Life. Hi, besties. Just wanted to start off by saying that I absolutely adore you guys, and you are the big sisters I always wanted.
Thank you.
I started working for McDonald's my senior year of high school and continued working there a year after I graduated. There was a manager there that was 5 years older than me, and at first he scared me because he always seemed angry. As time went by, we actually started becoming really close, and I would do anything to get him to talk to me. I even started playing video games with him and my other friend just because I wanted to impress him. I'm not sure I have ever been in love, but this is the closest I've been for sure. He was an asshole, but then he could be really sweet to me sometimes. I remember one time when he was gone on vacation, I texted him, "I miss you." And I still remember how giddy I felt in the moment because I had never really been vulnerable with any guy and he completely dismissed me. He would always describe this his perfect girl and she was the complete opposite of me. But I always had hope in the back of my mind that one day he would see me the way I saw him. After I had been at McDonald's for 2 years, I decided it was time for me to move on and I got a new job. Me and the guy kept in touch for a little, but then communication eventually stopped. My cousin ended up getting a job at my new work and we became super close. She had gotten engaged right after she started working there and then a couple days later broke it off. She got on dating apps immediately and was looking for a rebound because she had been with her ex-fiance for 6 years.
That was quick.
I saw the guy I used to work with when she was swiping on Tinder and told her to message him because he was the type to hook up with no feelings attached. Fuck. I even sent the first message for her, "Hey daddy." No way.
It worked? Holy fuck.
Oh my God. 3 years later, they're married and trying to have a baby. I still have never said anything to her about my past feelings because I don't want to make it awkward. In the end, he has treated her pretty shitty, so I guess I dodged a bullet there. I even helped her pack her shit a few weeks ago because she was sure she was going to leave him. I know this isn't super juicy, but it feels good to get off my chest. It's Sorry juicy. It's so long. Love you.
It's juicy.
No, I was not expecting that turn of events. It's like a hard left.
Oh, I wouldn't tell her.
No, I think since he turned out to be this shitty person and she's out of it as well, like there's just no use in bringing it up at this point. It would have been different if they ended up in this like crazy love story and like you still had this feelings and you could be like, around them.
Right.
That's just like a different story. I think he turned out to be this shitty guy. You guys both dodged a bullet. I hope she's leaving
getting
him.
Out of it, yeah.
Yeah, getting out of it. That's fucking crazy though.
Ew, that's so heavy. That's like, I kind of have experience with somebody I always had like a crush on growing up. It was a kind of that person like I knew I could never do anything with because we had so many like
forbidden.
Right. So many like crossover friendships and just it was touchy. Till this day still haven't like explored it, and like probably never will. But like I had that feeling whenever he got a girlfriend too, where I'm like, it was hard to watch because like I mean, the feelings are feelings. They're going to fucking be there. But like you really weigh out what's worth saying or not. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things just not worth saying. And it's all about how much it's like eating you up inside. But like Alex said, I just think it's going to expire. I don't think you like need to say it.
Yeah.
That's heavy though. I'm sorry. Okay. This one is pretty intense. I did read it because it's a little bit shorter. And I'm just going to give my straight up opinion here. Okay, the subject line is deepest, darkest secret in all caps. Hi, I just want to say first that I'm a huge fan and I absolutely love you guys. Your podcast has influenced and motivated me to start my own, which is called Wind Down Podcast by Courtney.
Great name.
Wind Down and like wine, like drinking wine. That's amazing.
Great name.
Besides that, LOL, I am currently living my deepest, darkest secret, which some may think is not really too crazy, but to me, I think it is, LOL. So I've been in a 5-year relationship and still am, but I have been cheating for 10 months with my my sneaky link, and my sneaky link has been currently living with me for the past 3 weeks. My boyfriend and I live 3 hours away from each other, but I know I am doing things so wrong, but it's so hard because I love my boyfriend and my sneaky link is just so different that I don't want to let him go. Love you guys. I want to validate you, but I just can't here. I think what you're doing is extremely selfish. I think you're messing with people's heartstrings. And I say this as someone who's been hurt before. I mean, we've all been hurt in love. You really don't understand the permanent damage you can have on somebody when it's something you can control, like cheating, something where you can let them go because you're not giving them loyalty that you guys agreed with when you became together, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It's extremely abusive. Am I wrong?
No. Yeah, you're very right.
It's abusive, and you're bruising their heart for their future lovers. And, you know, like, this is how generational trauma gets started. I know that might sound really dramatic, but that is how it starts. And it's just not fair that you know it's wrong and you're still doing it. I understand the temptation. Like I said, I want to validate you, but this is really fucked up and you have to say something.
Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of harsh, but like, maybe this is the sign you needed.
Yeah. Well said. We're not going to like sugarcoat it.
Also, I want to say too, like when it comes to cheating, you're also putting their sexual health at risk. Mm-hmm. That's like a big thing that like I feel like people need to put together when it comes to cheating. Like you're affecting their health. Just throwing that out there too. And yours.
Okay. Deepest secret. Do not sugarcoat. Be fucking for real.
Be fucking for real.
BFFR. Fucking love it. Okay. This has been eating me alive. A few years ago, I was like 21 years old and I lived alone. My brother-in-law and my sister were having problems and she kicked him out. I let him stay with me. They've been together since I was 8. So basically my big brother at this point. Anyway, he stayed with me and we were on opposite schedules. So I worked night shift and he worked during the day. One morning coming home from work, I ran into this girl on my way out to my front door. Like not legit at my front door, but like on the way to, you know? So I had no way of knowing which apartment she was coming from.
Ah, okay.
So she looks like real walk of shame and she smiled at me like all embarrassed. And I was like, get it, no judgment here. No judgment here, you know? And she looked like a little relieved. Whatever, we went on with our day. A couple days later, I was feeling sick and got sent home mid-shift. Y'all, I got home and my brother-in-law was butt-ass naked in doggy with the girl I ran into. I was like, Aaron, what the fuck?
Aaron.
So they scattered to grab all their shit and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. I told her to get the fuck out, obviously. And so I'm telling my brother-in-law shit and he's like begging me not to tell my sister. And I was so conflicted, like, what the fuck do I do, you know? At this point, they had been together 13 years. They have 3 daughters.
Fuck.
And this would like ruin them. And if it didn't and she stayed, it would be so awkward for me because he would hate me from that point on. So I didn't tell her. I've kept it in all these years. Fast forward to now, they have problems again. This time she gets a, hey, I know you don't know me message on Facebook. And she's telling me about it and asking my opinion. She's all saying Aaron would never do that to me. And I want to be like, except he would. And he did. But then it would turn into a big thing about me not saying anything when it happened, you know? So again, I stayed quiet and she stayed with him. What would y'all have done? Am I shitty? Yeah, I know I am, but like it legit was a hard situation to be in, especially because I know in my gut she would not have left him. Please let me know what y'all would have done and if I should say anything ever. P.S. I just realized I said his name. You can say his name, but not mine, just in case. LOL. Okay. Also, at Kristen, look how is back in NYC.
Stop. My heart just fluttered. Stop. Is it? I think it's Liku.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, I don't know either. Liku.
I don't know.
Is
that what's his real name?
I think it's Andrew.
Oh, okay. You should slide.
I don't know. Just give me a sec, guys. Stop. This is a Monday episode. Chill.
Oh yeah, chill. Holy fucking shit. Okay, I'm gonna start by saying you're not shitty. You were fully put in a situation that, like, frankly, I don't know any human would. There's no like right or wrong thing in this situation. I don't know what I would fucking do in that moment, but I do see your dilemma now because it has gone on for so long and it came back again that it would be like why the fuck didn't you say anything in the first place? Yeah. But everything's clearer in hindsight. I don't know. I think the second time would have been the opportunity to bye Eliza.
She's pulling out her driveway, sorry guys.
I think the second time would have been the opportunity to say what happened.
Yeah.
But now that this time has gone and passed,
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I don't know.
Is it insensitive? You said not to sugarcoat it. I would tell. I would want to know. If it creates turmoil between y'all, I think it'll be temporary. Yeah. Temporary.
It's your sister.
Sister. I've been through it with my sister. Like some like heavy honesty. I'll label it.
Yep. And
it did, shake us up for a minute, but I think blood just always recognizes
game recognized
game. Well, but like actually you'll always recognize like it was
from the heart.
And I think it, like damn near show them this email. The way you were so honest with like, I just didn't know what to do. I think anybody will understand that. Again, in the heat of the moment, they might be like freaking out, screaming their head off. I don't know how they react to things, but like damn near I would be screaming, freaking out.
Yeah.
But like really drive that point home that you just didn't know what to do, because that's so valid. But I would tell for sure. I think I mean, honesty is the best policy. And I also, while you were reading this like blanket statement for the whole episode, because a lot of these entries are about honesty. I know it's easier said than done, but I hope this just goes to show if you're in a situation right now where maybe something's like, you know, fresh and raw and you're in a position, a fork in the road where you need to be honest, or
and it's eating you alive.
Just do it sooner than later.
Yep, get it out.
Always better to just do it sooner than later for everybody involved. Because like this, years down the line, it's like, why didn't you tell me a million years ago? So I just want to throw that out there. It was like a blanket statement too.
Aaron is a fucking asshole. What, like, I would love to be on a fly on the wall in like your guys' like Thanksgiving dinners now. Like,
yeah,
how are your guys' dynamic? Because there's clearly gonna be this unspoken tension between you two, and like, has your sister picked up on it?
Right. I mean, probably, but when you're in those situations, you purposely put your blinders on as like a defense and like to protect your heart, because you know it's fucking true, but you don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, this passage and the one we just read before, like I also have this like really weird empathy for wanting to understand cheaters too, because I do know, like, if you are being cheated on right now or ever have been, and it like, it's not cliche when I say like, it's not your fault. People don't cheat on you because of you.
No.
And like,
it's not personal.
It is not personal. Cheating is very much an internal thing for what that person is going through as an individual. They do it to you or the next person. It really is that, like, that's facts.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I want to understand, because like, you know, like they have abandonment or commitment issues. Like I feel like we could sit and empathize with a cheater, but like the bottom line is cheating turns into a 2 or more person situation, and you have to not be selfish at that point.
Yep.
That's where I'm like, I want to understand you, but now you're fucking with other people, and I don't fuck with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fuck with that. You're bruising their, like I said in the last one, you're bruising their future love languages, and you're fucking up yours. Like, get to the bottom of it. Like, you don't have to live this way.
Right.
Like, find yourself, and you can find the love that will actually just fill all the avenues for you, and you won't feel like you need to go get it from other people. Cheaters are like a rude.
Or if you're polyamorous, just make sure everyone in the situation is aware, and then you're all clear and you're all set.
That's it. Okay, this next one. My deepest, darkest secret. My best friend. Anon, please.
You got it.
I'm not going to say your name, but you have a very pretty name. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know who you are. Okay, so really the only reason I'm sending this is because this has been causing my brain a lot of turmoil lately. So I was best friends with a guy in high school, and the timing was never right. We were always dating other people, or the feelings weren't there at the same time. We always made those jokes like, in 30 years, we'll get married if we're alone and all that jazz. Flash forward almost 10 years later, we aren't as close, but I still keep in touch. I'm currently in a committed relationship for 6 years, and now that our relationship is moving closer to an engagement, I keep thinking about what ifs. If we were meant to be together, and how our lives would be if we got together earlier. We reconnect like once a year to keep in touch, and I'm planning on revealing how I felt all these years face to face to clear the air and get all the feelings out on the table. The thing is, I'm 100% sure he knows. Our whole school knew, our family too. We just never explicitly said anything to each other. I'm not that kind of girl to admit her feelings to someone if I know it won't be reciprocated. Like, I waited a whole year for my boyfriend to say I love you first because I refused to say it first. Now that it's been so long, I'm worried that this was in my head this whole time, and that I'm going to make our friendship even weirder. I just can't move on to the next step if I have that idea in the back of my mind, you know? Secretly, I'm hoping he admits he felt the same way the whole time as well, and we can run away and start a life together. But knowing him, he's too good of a guy to admit anything like that while I'm in a relationship. That's my biggest secret, guys. Please give me some advice on what to do. We aren't going to dinner until around the holidays, and I really need some advice, and I swear I'm not a horrible person. Love you, ladies. Thanks for your time. You are not a horrible person at all. I think this is a very human entry right now. You have heartstrings for someone of your past. I think we can all name someone we'll always have those strings for. and you're at a pivotal moment, like you said, kind of going towards the engagement, and your what ifs are coming in. And like I said earlier, the thing I always take from Leanna, like I think giving your 100% to that situation and putting it on the table will do good.
Right.
Now let's talk about how you said you hope it's reciprocated and you can run away together. Really think about that wish of yours
And the reality
fact
of the
that
situation.
you're still in another relationship.
Yep.
That is going towards an engagement.
I was going to say, it's hard to tell if this is like the fleeting thrill of the unknown for you, or if you have that wish is actually what you want out of the situation. Because it is like, logistically, you have to think, if he does reciprocate it, will you break it off with your boyfriend who's nearing the engagement? Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of serious things that you have to think about when you're going to go into this conversation and like what might be said. But it's completely normal to have those feelings, I think, especially with the unknown.
Do you? Cause I'm just seeing if there's a parallel with you admitting that like you're that type of person that like won't admit something until it's reciprocated. Is there like a parallel there with like your fear of how serious your 6-year relationship's getting? And like, it's making more sense in my head. Again, I'm thinking out loud right now.
Like, do you feel like you're not there yet, or maybe you are and you don't want to jump that ship yet?
Yeah. Like, it's like, you might jump the ship, but like you still maybe don't fully believe that he's there too.
Right.
The guy you're in a relationship with right now. I don't know. That just like popped in my head. So I thought I'd
throw out
a
good point.
critical thinking question for
Good
your
point.
homework. Yeah. I think you should tell him. I think I wouldn't worry about it being reciprocated unless you plan on pursuing it.
Right.
Because then why would it matter if you're already in another relationship? If you just want to catch up with a friend and tell him how you feel, like that, I get that.
Get
like,
it out on the table.
Get it out there. It's like, for old time's sake, like whatever. But just think about your intention afterwards, regardless of the answer.
Okay, this is like a funny one.
Yeah, let's do a little lighthearted one. I'm getting sweaty.
Okay, send nudes, TPing story.
I thought they were telling
Biggest
us.
secret.
I was like, Alex, do not read
No.
this. They're telling us to send nudes.
This title is funny because it's like 3 things in one. Send nudes, TPing story, biggest secret. Okay. Greetings, friends. This is my deepest secret and it's funny, so I hope you enjoy. 2 years ago, me and my hometown friends got drunk and went TPing. Everyone knows what that is, right?
Yes. If you don't know,
grow up. Sorry, I had to scoot you over a little bit.
If you don't know, it's when you throw toilet paper all over someone's house.
Yeah,
That's it.
Really fun pastime.
Yeah.
Throwing toilet paper in trees and stuff. We went to this one girl's house who lived on a hill on the highway. We saw this as an opportunity to write something with TP so everyone on the highway could read it when they drove by. The setup was perfect. We decided we needed to write send nudes as big and bold as we could, and it was massive. To top it off, this girl's parents were crazy, and if they would have found out it was us, they probably would have tried to press charges.
Shit.
But in the middle of the night, I felt so guilty that I left my sleeping friends in my bedroom and left to go destroy this masterpiece we created. I tore up all the words so you couldn't read it, then went back home. My friends still have no idea I did this, and they still talk about how funny it was to this day.
Alone.
I'm so proud of you. I understand your guilt. I always going TPing, like I only did it a couple times in like high school and stuff, but I always felt super guilty for the parents.
You have the thrill for a second, then you're like, fuck, that was really
mean.
bad.
Yeah.
And I noticed it creep into my conscious as I like got older. Like when we would do it in middle school, I was like, all right, we're too old for this shit now.
It gets too serious.
Yeah.
So I respect for going back.
No, yeah, you're a real one. You're going to be like the president or something.
It's just funny that your friends still look back on it on like a fun TPing night, and they like to this day, they still don't know.
It's like
that you went back and destroyed it. You should tell them.
You should tell them. I think that's like a funny, but like wait until you're like 50 actually. Like
yeah.
Let's like build the plot here. Like you do it later down the line. It's funnier when you confess something that much later. TPing stories. God, that could be a whole episode in itself. I have so many. I love it. I loved TPing. That was my shit. But yeah, I'd feel bad.
Should we go tonight?
See, that's the thing. We've really explored the thought of TPing as adults, but like if we get in trouble now, we're going to jail.
There's a lot more repercussions.
At stake.
Yep.
Like we have like things to do. like we have like jobs and stuff, but like doing it as a kid, like we didn't fucking care. But our parents were ballsy to take us because they were gonna get the heat. We're minors. That's crazy. Oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
Okay, confession / darkest secret. Hello, beautiful ladies. I just want to start off by saying I love you girls so much. Y'all are my favorite people on YouTube, and I love how honest and real AF y'all are. Okay, wait, there's emojis in this email. I did not know you could put emojis in email, guys.
Oh yeah, sometimes they automatically populate, and also if you do it on your phone.
Oh. Yeah, okay. See, I was thinking on like computer. But I mean, like, you still can't. I don't know. Sorry, not the point.
No, that was good.
That was my confession, okay? Oh, we should do confessions at the end of this. Okay. This person. My confession is a bit embarrassing, so if you just want to not mention my name, if you'll use this. I know everyone has sent risky pictures to a guy. Well, I was doing just that. But instead of the guy, I accidentally sent it to my dad.
No. No, we gotta pause.
No, this is a lot. He asked whose ass he was looking at.
No.
And I obviously lied and said some random from Instagram. He said he didn't mind, and I have been scarred for life since. Thank you. Love you, girls. Oh.
No,
he said, I don't mind.
No, I want to go back before you read that.
No, see, this is one of those things. The curiosity and I opened it, and now I can't erase that from my mind. But we're in this with you now. We're in this together. And everybody listening, I'm lightheaded.
No, I'm so lightheaded.
That's super bad.
No, that's so bad. And also like the fact that your dad was okay with you even sending a random person.
Right, even if like it was true. Like, what? Like he wasn't like, honey, like why'd you send that?
Yeah.
Like,
please don't send me those
like
kinds of photos.
work. Like, this is my work phone. Oh my God.
No.
He said he didn't mind. Okay.
No.
I'm not gonna, okay.
I don't have anything
I'm not
to
going to
say.
judge his character though, because he probably really believed you that it wasn't,
sure.
like he's just like
he just doesn't know.
He's a
just
guy being a dude.
Yep. Guy being a dude.
Maybe we're just overvalidating him too. It was an honest mistake. You're okay. Oh my God. My neck is itchy.
No. My stomach is turning.
My stomach hurts. I'm sorry about that. Oh my God.
Are you going to tell him?
No, do not tell him. We are all taking this one to the grave. Do not tell him.
No, yeah, we're taking this to the fucking, he listens for sure.
No, yeah, he's for sure our Helots here on Patreon.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't think I could top that.
No, it's okay. You know what? This is our last episode of every season ever. Off camera just now, Leanna made a point. I'm sorry we're doing this to you, but we just have to say it. Leanna said, okay, I'm just going to say it, but where my head went was, what did he do with that picture?
No.
That's Leanna. Point at Leanna. I'm just don't kill the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
Well, it was Leanna's idea. Okay, next passage, Alex. Go ahead.
Okay.
Leanna said she's sorry.
Okay, next one. I still internet stalk my husband's ex.
Oh my God, these are all getting really heavy. It's okay. Honestly, that title, like, that's not that bad.
Okay, so keep this one anonymous because this is embarrassing, but maybe more common than I would think. My husband and I have been married for a little over a year, together for 6. We have a great relationship. We've lived together for 5 of the 6 years we've been together, and we have a dog that we treat like our own child. We fully trust each other. We do basically everything together, and we wouldn't have it any other way. My husband has really only had one serious relationship before ours. He was a man-ho in college, but nothing ever really got serious. We need to say that more often, man-ho.
Yeah.
In the early years of our relationship, he told me that his ex was the only person he had ever really been in love with. And from what I know about her, I know they were probably a perfect match. For some reason, I still think about the relationship he had with her, even though there's absolutely no reason to. They don't even follow each other on socials anymore. Their relationship only lasted a couple years, probably like 9 or 10 years ago at this point. That's what's weird is that I was actually friends with this girl on social media before I even knew my husband. We had similar music tastes and we had run into each other at concerts a few times, but we were basically just Twitter followers who would occasionally bump into each other in real life. Through being friends with her on socials is how I had started following my now husband, who also has similar music tastes and was a friend of hers. So basically, after their relationship ended, because she called it off, my husband and I connected through Twitter and eventually hit it off, becoming real life friends and then later boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm still friends with his ex on socials. We have a lot in common, and I truly feel like we would be really great friends if we lived closer and she had never dated my husband. I've never told my husband this because he'd probably think it's weird that I even still follow her. I'm mainly talking about Instagram. I still kind of obsess over her account though. I'll find myself scrolling back through her posts, constantly watching her stories, maybe even comparing myself to her in some ways.
Wait, sorry, can I pause? I thought the subject line was stalking my ex, not my husband's ex. So that's in the beginning I said, oh, we all do that. Okay, sorry, I took that the wrong way.
Yeah.
Not giving you shit, but I'm correcting what I said. Sorry.
Why the fuck am I doing this? I'm not even jealous at this point. After all, their relationship ended almost a decade ago, which when I type that sounds absolutely absurd. Am I just weird? Is this common? Why am I like this? LOL, thanks in advance for the banter. It feels good just to type this email, honestly. I don't think you're weird.
Yeah.
I think you just hold this strong curiosity. And I think there might be a little bit of insecurity there, even though you say you guys trust each other. I think there still might be the like, what if his life did end up with her, since you had said it seems like you guys are really similar. They might have been a good match, but
right.
She clearly didn't think that. So maybe try and like think about that side of it, how she broke it off.
I also think like this is a whole other like topic, but the stalking culture on social media is kind of habitual for a lot of people too, without even realizing it. And then the algorithm also pushes like their shit higher on your page because you view their shit more. So maybe mute her or unfollow. But like I say mute because I feel like unfollow could be kind of harsh. Like it's like a fuck you,
right?
And maybe you don't want to put that across clearly because like there's no like bad blood there. But maybe mute them so it's just not in your face and you won't think about it as much.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, this next one, deepest darkest secret. Hi, Kristen and Alex. Absolutely love you guys. I listen to your podcast on my drives to university and back. Drive safe. Love you. Please read this anonymously.
You got it.
You got it. So my boyfriend and I have been together for 1.5 years now. I love him so much, and we were both each other's first. My deepest secret is that I've been faking an orgasm almost every time we've had sex. I've maybe actually orgasmed about 7 times. Initially, I was too nervous to create a problem and kill the mood by not faking it and telling him that it's not working and give up. And I didn't want him to feel bad or knock his confidence because I do think I'm really difficult to make orgasm. We were each other's first, and in the beginning I was okay with not orgasming because it still felt good and I was enjoying myself regardless, it being so fresh and new. But now I feel like after 1.5 years, I'm trapped. I'm not enjoying or wanting sex as much as him, and when I do, I have to fake it, otherwise he'll know I was faking it before. I can't tell him I don't like what he's doing or tell him to change the way he's doing it because he's thought I've loved what he was doing every time before. If I tell him the truth, he will be absolutely crushed and won't trust me ever again. I realize it's completely my own fault and responsibility to tell him what I want and for it to be good for me. I don't blame him at all, but this has been going on for so long and I think there's no way out. I have no idea what to do. Any advice? Again, love you both so much. I'm listening and supporting all the way from South Africa.
Hi.
Much love. Okay. You are being very hard on yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This is not you being bad. Oh, if I tell him it's going to be this bad thing and it's going to crush him, like this is all just a part of sex. There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with you. Like you said, you're each other's first. When I was with the person I first had sex with, we were together for a few years and we had to communicate. You guys are learning something new.
It's a learning curve.
It's something you're not taught. Like it's this natural human thing. And I know there's a lot of pressure there. Like, well, if it's natural, why isn't it coming naturally? Every body is built different though. So you can Google how to get an orgasm, but it might not be how your body functions. Is going to do it. Right. So don't feel guilty for that. And I think you should communicate it. I think that's a big thing. I'm sure you guys relate to, like as adults in sex, it really is about that communication and saying like, keep doing that. Don't do that. And you don't say it in like a fuck you way. Like
right.
And they can communicate what they want too. Like, I think you're there to make each other feel good. And that communication is part of feeling good and feeling safe. Mm-hmm. You're not bad to say what you want.
And at the end of the day, bodies change. Like what your body wants might be different 1.5 years ago than what it wants now. So I think like a good way to bring it up is to be more like playful with it and just be like,
let's try
this. Let's try something new. And maybe even just be like, I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. Would you be down to try it? So it's kind of like you bringing it to the table, and
it's not like it's not criticism. It's just
right.
like,
It's just like a new thing. Just another poop story. Bad plumbing. Hi, girlies. This is my deepest, darkest secret. It happened around 8 years ago, and I had completely forgotten about it. But after listening to your episode with so many poop stories, this memory came back to me.
That's what you think of when you think of Oddvice. Sick. Okay.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
We did it to ourselves. I did it to us, actually. Sorry.
Yes, speak for yourself.
I'm going to go.
Okay, back when I was in university, I got a job at this small legal office with 2 notaries and 1 lawyer. One of the notaries was out on maternity leave, and the other took a couple afternoons off to be with her children, so it was always just me and the lawyer, who was the husband of one of the notaries. The office, am I saying that right? Notaries, right?
Yeah.
The office was situated in an older area of town, and I now realize must have had old plumbing. So... I feel for you already. So one day I was at the office and needed to go to the bathroom. There were 2 bathrooms, one on the main level, which was adjoining to the room I was working in, and another on the upper level. So I went to the upper one as I knew it was a big one. I'm done, and as I flush, it wouldn't go down. I gave it some time and tried again. Again, the poop wouldn't go down. I tried so many times and failed, and now I'm panicking.
Never overcompensate with the flushing.
No,
just saying.
Flushing is never the answer.
No, it's not.
What do I do? I can't just leave it there. They'd know it was me. I spent a good 40 minutes furiously flushing.
40?
40.
Jeez.
Pacing around, sweating and panicking. I'm pretty sure by this time, the lawyer came up to check on me, and I pretended to be doing some work in the next room. Then I found a plastic bag in the kitchenette.
Oh.
I used the plastic bag as a glove to fish out all the poop.
I understand.
I closed that bag and wrapped it up in another plastic bag. I vigorously washed my hands and told my boss I was feeling sick and needed to go home. But now I got a bag of poop. What do I do with that? I was mortified, so I took the long way home and realized I'm driving through some fields. So I stopped and tossed the bag of poop in some random field. Can you imagine the reaction of whoever found it?
Probably an animal.
Probably. Let's hope.
Yeah.
I'm still mortified by the story, and I never told anyone except for my mom. My still boyfriend doesn't know about it. I guess blame it all on old bad plumbing. Anon, please.
Do not be ashamed of this story.
Tell your boyfriend.
I think poop stories are so funny. On some serious shit, like, they're hilarious, and we all, maybe not all of us, a lot of us, there's a community out there, unite, that have stories like this, and I think they're just pure comedy at this point. So
we're all adults.
Share it. This is hilarious.
This is so good.
You handled it exactly how I would.
I think you should tell the coworker.
I think you should sue them. Sue the plumbing company. Get the lawyer.
No, okay. You want to know a trick? Never the flushing.
Never.
Get a bucket of water if there's a bucket accessible.
Use the trash can.
The trash can
works.
Good.
No, trust me.
Fill it with water, and like, I know it sounds so wrong, but like, bum rush the toilet and like throw the bucket of water into the toilet, and I promise everything will go down. It needs that, like, it needs the force. That's like what plungers do, is they force the water down.
Vacuum.
It's like a vacuum. So if you like bucket of water. Do you remember when we stayed in Cabo? A little sidebar. When we were in Cabo for her birthday one year, we had the toilet was like fucked up in our hotel room. It's such a bad hotel.
Why am I not remembering this? What happened?
One of the guys that we were hooking up with in Cabo came and did that. I had texted him, and he was like, "Are you guys like gonna come hang out tonight?" And we were like, "Yeah, but honestly, like, none of us can get ready because the toilet's clogged." And he's like, "Oh, I got you." He came with a bucket of water and did it, and I was standing there like, "Oh my God, you look so sexy
hot
right now."
But like, actually,
no, crazy.
Okay, yes, that, or if like you're ever over flushing and the water is coming up slowly and you know it's like not stopping, there is a valve right behind the toilet to shut off the water. It's a righty tighty, lefty loosey, just normal valve. Shut it off until the cops arrive. Yeah, I think if you ever know, I'm giving some my tips right now. If you ever know you got a big dookie coming on, test flush.
Yep.
Check the plumbing. If you're in a public area, it's worth it. Test flush it. If it's not good, even try the next stall. Like, sometimes it could be just that toilet. there's little things, little precautions you can really do to help yourself in situations like this. They also have travel size poopery you can use.
Yeah.
Also courtesy flushing. Mid poop
doesn't only help with the smell, it helps with
just like
the flow of the process.
You're breaking up the chapters of the story,
right?
If you catch my drift.
It's all about weight distribution.
Right, for real. It's like on a plane when they like you have to sit like equally. It's like that, but for your poop. One time at my friend Ariana's house growing up, she lived, I think it was the 3rd floor, I don't fully remember, but I clogged her toilet. Not the first time. Like literally her family knew at this point. I think all of my friends' families knew at this point, like Christian's going to fuck up her plumbing.
Yeah.
Like it's my legacy. I flooded her toilet so bad and panicked. This is how I learned that you don't overcompensate and keep flushing. But I did. I was like 11. What do you expect? And it overflowed so bad that it seeped out of the bathroom, and their apartment was carpet. And it like went into the hallway. They had
crazy.
to get maintenance in there, and they had like the shop level fans, like industrial fans. They had 2 in the apartment for about 2 days to dry the carpet.
That's crazy.
I know, I felt awful.
Wait, did you ever tell a story about when we went to that doctor's like really nice dinner party?
I think maybe. I mean, similar story. We were at a very nice party. We went to like a Veuve Clicquot polo match. Like everybody wore white and big hats, and then we went to this like dinner party after. It was that day, right? Or am I thinking a different day? See, I have too many stories. Which day was it? What was I wearing?
The white jumpsuit.
Okay, yeah, that was a polo match. Maybe you met up with us after.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't remember going.
It was
to
a classy day, nonetheless. It was a classy day where poop stories just shouldn't be part of the itinerary. And it was like a mansion, beautiful home. And I texted Alex.
And like an intimate dinner party. No, I was
yeah.
with you. I was in the bathroom. Oh no, I was.
Yeah, I texted you. I was like, Alex, like I just already know I need you to bring me the plunger. Like nothing had even happened yet. I just like, I finished, I hadn't flushed, and I knew you could just tell like the water level. I was like, I know something is going to happen right now. So she had to go.
I'm like walking around this man's like mansion, peeking in all the rooms.
Right.
Trying
you don't
to
know which
find,
one's the bathroom.
No. And these people don't have fucking plungers just out.
Right.
So I'm walking through. Finally, I stumble upon a plunger and I come back and.
You were in the West Wing. I was in the East Wing.
No, literally. It was crazy.
And she brought it to me, and we actually have a video of it. Not going to post it. Just too far. I've shared way too much on the internet, let alone this episode. And I was just like going Yankee.
It was crazy.
Just, I mean, it worked. I plunged it and we washed our hands and we got out there real quick. But yeah, it was like a really nice day. And I get it. Like they're silly stories, but like they are very discouraging in the moment. So
in the moment, but it's fun to talk about afterwards.
Right. It's like a great party trick. Pastime story. This was so fun, guys.
This was so fun.
On a serious note, I do want to say, I hope even the passages we didn't get to, or if you're somebody who didn't even write in, but you related to some of these stories, I really hope you see that like you aren't alone in what you're going through, and you're not crazy. You're not a monster. You're not like even having thoughts of like, even like on the cheating shit. Like, yes, I know I like feel bad about my response. If you can't tell, I know that was like really harsh for me to have that response, but like, you're also like, cheating isn't a new concept. Like it is something humans struggle with too. Like, you know, I want to throw out there that no, you're just not alone what you're going through. And I hope, as like funny as some of these passages were, I hope the confessions like really brought people together.
Right. And like you got something off of your chest, and as we said before, this is always a safe space. So keep sending in shit. Like we might do an episode later on, but if it helps get something off your chest and just get it out there, our email's always open for you guys.
Email inbox is always open. Let us know how you like this episode too.
Yeah.
It's fun for us to do these. It always just feels good. Anything where we like ask you guys to send in something is like my favorite.
Because we connect with you guys.
Right. We're actually like, you know, it's so easy, at least like as a creator, like when I post like a vlog and like when I read the comments, I feel connected. But when I just like look at like the numbers of the video, sometimes I like for a second, I'll catch myself just seeing it as like, oh, numbers. But then I'm like, whoa.
These are the amount of people.
Humans behind a little screen or big screen, whatever you're watching on, actually like connecting with me through the camera. And I'm so grateful for it. It's moments like these where like we love to interact and hear your stories. And we say it all the time. You guys validate us so much too. There's so many things where you write in and you say something and I'm like, oh my God, like that you put it in words for me.
Yep.
It happens all
I
the
feel
time.
this too.
It happens all the time, and we're just all the same fucking thing.
Yep.
Nothing is new. So if you ever feel isolated, just know nothing is new under the sun, and somebody does relate to you, even on a poop story.
Especially the poop stories.
Like, I got you.
No, yeah, she's your number one supporter.
I'm president of the club. I started the club. Okay, and I know we said at the end of this we were gonna say confession. I can't think of one though. So we're gonna save it for the Patreon episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna say our confessions there. I don't know what it is yet. I really want to think of a good one though.
I don't know.
Like, even if there's one we can think of that like we haven't told each other, I know that's hard, but like, or if like, what if like we think of one and we can like call someone while we're on the phone and confess it to them? That could be good too.
Do you have something you could confess to Tanner? I'm trying to think of like.
Probably.
Okay.
I'll think of something, but yeah, let's do something like that. So that's what the Patreon episode will be. We'll say our confessions, and as always, our Patreon demons, our Patreon demons, our Patreon DMs are open to all our patrons. Send in, if we didn't get to yours through our email, or if you didn't get a chance to send it in there, and we'll do another little like exclusive episode in addition to our personal confession.
Ooh, my brain's working.
Yeah, no, I'll think of a good one.
The wheels are turning.
Same thing, no judgment. And you guys can't judge us either.
Yeah, what the heck?
What the hell? You're hecka rude.
That's so hecka rude.
Just kidding, I love you.
Okay.
We have to go.
Have a good week.
I love you.
Come to CardCon.
Happy Monday. Come to CardCon if you're in the Irvine area. I don't know. Very specific
It's
area.
Monday and Tuesday.
It's Monday and Tuesday. Come if you can.
Metropolitan outer city? Outskirts of a metropolitan area?
Neapolitan, for example.
I just want really good Mexican food right now.
Look how much bigger my head looks than Alex's. Because I'm leaning forward right now. Your head literally looks the half of my head. If you're on audio, just use your imagination.
Pop over.
Okay, love you guys. Happy Monday. Happy Halloween.
No, Kristen.
Bye.
Bye.